You have to use certain ingredients and certain recipes and what it does to the recipe and leaveners and thickening agents, etc. There's so much to be said for people who actually call themselves bakers and why. I think that there's a fine line between what she can do and what I can do because, because they go hand in hand. And without her, I would not be here. And I would not be doing what I'm doing because I couldn't. And that's our team dynamic right there in a nutshell. It's a lot of fun to say the least. Yeah. So we'll be laughing and then all of a sudden we'll be screaming and yelling at each other.
But no matter what, we always put out a really rockin' product.
We always execute.
We always execute.
To the T.
To the T.
And that's another thing that I feel very grateful for. I was trained under a very strict chef. He made me literally get on my hands and knees and scrub the floors at the end of the night. I was the only person in that restaurant. It was scary. That restaurant, I swear, was haunted. But with that said, even if there was the slightest imperfection on any of my desserts, he would make me throw it out. So my biggest pet peeve is to waste time. I don't waste time. I don't like to waste time. I don't like anybody who does. And I think that Stefani can be my biggest advocate regarding that. Last thing. I think that our biggest struggle would be that we've been trying for so long to stick with our careers. Mm-hmm. Financially speaking, they aren't the smartest careers to have. Hers being in film and then mine obviously being in pastry arts. It's definitely hard, especially if you want to be your own boss, which we do. We're young, but we have enough experience to say that being our own boss is definitely possible, but it's definitely hard. Definitely hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard.
It's definitely hard.
It's definitely hard. I mean, I have 4 jobs right now, 2 of which are just to make money and put into the Sugar Thumb and my film stuff. But I mean, all we really want at the end of the day is to have our own place, you know. And if we had a storefront, and if people could seriously just come and order from us and meet us and
just see what we're about,
just enjoy our food and see what we're about. That's all we want, you know. I mean, that's the dream. That's what anyone wants, and I'm sure every single person on that show. Or on your show.
Wants a storefront.
Wants all that stuff. Wants to work under Buddy. Wants to, you know, just show the world what they got. And of course, that's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here.
Yeah. We have something. Obviously, I feel like our concept is well thought out. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I also feel like it's one of those things that people would say, oh, that's funny. Everything's edible. That's not unique at all. But what they're not thinking of is how tier cakes are made. How do they stand up on their own?
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to make the earth out of cake, some people think, oh, that's the earth out of cake.
Stack it on top of Mars.
And then stack it on top of Mars and then it cracks.
It would crack.
What is that made out of?
Yeah.
And why isn't the baseboard of a cake edible? Why isn't there something on there at least that's edible? That part people don't see. And that's what we're trying to execute. That's what we're trying to get through to our community and to anyone else, actually.
I like to think of it as the scene in Willy Wonka when he gets the tea and then after he drinks it, he eats the cup. And it's just kind of that moment where that's what every kid wants, you know? Bringing that kid spirit to every single person, going out there and just being able to eat the cup. Yeah. Everyone wanted to go and eat the cup after they saw that movie. They were like, you can eat the cup. Oh my god! And that's what
funny.
we really want, is to be that and bring you back to that and show that not only can you eat the pipe that we put in the middle of the cake, you can eat, all the people that we put on the cake, or just anything.
Whatever the theme is.
Whatever the theme is. It's all edible, and we just want you to dive in and enjoy. Even when it comes down to the fondant, even when it comes down to our freaking cleaning supplies, it's all organic and edible.
And homemade.
And homemade.
I homemade my hairspray that I am actually...
hairspray. We do everything homemade. We're not hippies or anything like that, but what we like to do
we believe in a safe environment and clean products and clean food. And considering it is all out of our house,
yes,
we want everyone to feel comfortable eating what we give them. And I know that is what most people want, owning a business, especially food related. But it's a little bit more touchy, especially since we also sometimes do gluten-free, vegan. We try to cater to all those unique diets. Mm-hmm. So we hand make our dish soap, our all-purpose cleaner, our sanitizing solutions. Mm-hmm. We know exactly what goes in everything that we make.
We've even been experimenting with paleo cakes. We understand that. Yeah. My mom, she's paleo, and everyone has, unfortunately, their issues, and they shouldn't be left out of the experience.
Yeah.
We want everyone. We're for equality.
With that, that should be obvious, but anyway.
No, it's not obvious at all.
That goes along with our next question about our personalities. I'm definitely feisty. I have a temper. Been trying to work on that. But I can also be very shy and insecure. So I'm a Gemini, basically. And Stefani
is a goofball. Sometimes.
And a procrastinator at times, which drives me completely nuts.
It can be a little ADD, But
no, you can be a procrastinator. Yes. Okay, continue.
I like to always create a good environment to work in. Sometimes my fun. Good environment is not the same as her good environment. But I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy and wild, but I like to make a joke. I like everyone to have a good time. I care about all people and having a good time, unless they're really annoying. Then, or screaming in my face. I don't know, I'm just thinking about the show and all the people that have been on it. Which is another question we have to answer. Who do we compare ourselves to?
And not to say that I relate to her because she won, but because her personality is definitely, we are a lot alike, and that would be Marissa. Mm-hmm. I think that Marissa has experience in the kitchen, and she's feisty, and she's a go-getter. And when she first introduced herself at the beginning of the season, I knew right away. I knew right away that she was going to win. I knew right away how she was going to be during the show. And a lot of times people will say, oh, I'm this type of personality, or I have this type of personality, and then they don't show that at all. They're a total opposite. But she was very truthful, which was great. Well, which one did you relate to? I don't even know. Jeez.
I honestly don't feel like I really related to anyone on the show, just because, I liked all those people. I thought that they were all awesome. But for me, I am very competitive without being cocky. Okay, sometimes I can be cocky, but my biggest...
She's lying.
No, my biggest... The biggest thing that I really believe in, and I say a lot, is the more you learn something, the more you learn you know nothing. And, I cannot say that I'm the best artist in the world, or the best with fondant, or, the best filmmaker or